the bag work about of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
What's good? What's good? What's good? You tune in Apartment 5B, hosted by your man Kill. I got some special dope guests with me tonight. I got the Fresh Slander crew up in here. I got my man Harlem Fresh. What's good, my dude?
Salute, fam. How you, Kill?
Yo, I just appreciate y'all taking time to come chop it up with me. Y'all had me on y'all joint. It was only right. Yeah, I mean, I got my man Left Handed. What's good, baby?
Peace. What's good, brother Mo? How you?
No doubt. I got my man Rakaa. What's good?
I made 2 lists. You know what I mean? Like I was well prepared for this show.
No doubt.
Thank you for the invite, sir.
Yes, sir.
Look, before we even get started, whoever wants to chop it up, tell me, the people watching, about Fresh Slander Radio. Tell them, whoever wants to start talking, just start talking. I get the camera on y'all, but tell them what Fresh Slander Radio is.
I bet. I do it like this. Fresh Slander Radio, it was an idea that I came up with, and I reached out to Mad Slander, and I was like, yo, you want to do a show? And he was like, well, what we going to talk about? And at first it was like intended for like blog for like battle rap, but the guests that we was having on our show were more enthused with like mainstream hip hop artists, like different legends that could actually school people. So the direction of the show went into like bridging the gap between the people that paved the way, the older generation, and try to bridge the gap between the younger generation. So then we started doing a show like that. Then I got in touch with Left Handed. I've been knowing about Left Handed for a long time, and I was actually a fan of Left Handed, and he didn't even know it. And then once he came on the show one time, it was only right where I felt like we needed to recruit Left Handed and have him on the show. And then he became like the 3rd member of the crew. That's why whenever you hear Fresh Slander Radio, I always say the triangle offense. That's me, Mad Slander, and Left Handed. Then with Rakaa Bash, he was on our show a lot of times. And then, I'm saying, for him being a dedicated fan of the show, I was like, yo, Rakaa, I want you down with the show, and you be the street team. You promo for us, and you get the word out there. Have people come to the YouTube channel, check us out on Twitter and all that. So the chemistry been going good. And we've had a lot of guests on the show. You've been on our show. That was an honor. And, we just trying to make noise. We just started in February, but if you check our resume, I ain't trying to stunt. It's pretty impressive for niggas that just. So that's how that went down right there.
All right, no doubt. Your Left Handed, is your TV on in the background? You turn it down some?
I just put it on. I just muted it. Okay.
Look. All right, Left Handed, you want to talk about Fresh Slander? When does it come on? What's the number? Give them all that good stuff up front.
Listen, man, this is Left Handed right here. I'm all over the place, man. Fresh Slander Radio is the spot where you can find me on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Triangle offense, the 3-man weave in the building all day strong. The math is 516-387-1936. We chop it up unadulterated. There's no filter. And it's basically barbershop talk, man. We just go in there and we just kick what we kick, man. Come in there with what you know. Don't try to impress nobody, because cards will get pulled. You understand that? We bridge the gap. That was the original deal. We bridging the gap between what's happening now and what happened yesterday. Now, I'm like kind of the conduit between, what happened now and what happened yesterday. So now I can talk to the old school stuff. You know what I mean? And we've had enough guests on there that kind of like bridge the gap. We've had some new age artists. Shout out to Shay Noor. Shout out to the Trust crew. We have some old school artists. Shout out to my man Daddy O. You know what I mean? Shout out to Benzino. We're doing it, man. So in the short time that we've been on, we've had a really, really, really impressive list of guests, man. And it don't stop. We're just getting started. And we appreciate you for coming through, man. Kill, because you really did a dope show, man. I listened to it over again a couple of times, man. And you brought that flavor, man. So again, we appreciate you. So we just got to return the vibe. That's it. Fresh Slander Radio in the building, man. What
No
can we
doubt,
do?
man. And one thing I always tell Cass, because Cass always want to be on this Who podcast, I'm like, look, it's all about the culture. That's all
Right.
it is about.
Right.
You know, the Cass getting their little silos, like, yo, my shit dope, I don't want to collab. Dog, I'm down with whatever keep hip hop moving. Let's support each other with that. We
Indeed. That's right.
and, I don't want to fuck with them. And so when y'all sent the invite, like that was love, B. You know what I mean? And it's like it's the same thing with me. Like if you love, like that's the beautiful thing about hip hop, the culture. It brings people together.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You can't never have too many people bringing hip hop together and moving the culture forward. You know what I mean? So that's just a shout out because there's a lot of sites out there and a lot of blogs and a lot of other podcasts that want to, you know, do their own thing, which is all good. But I'm like, if you in it for you ain't in it for the culture. Because if you in it for the culture, you want as many. I want as many.
That's right. That's right.
That's pushing the culture forward. I want as many. You know what I mean? So just all that to say, like, yo, I appreciate y'all. Good looking for being here. But everybody out there with Apartment 5B, you already know how it is. Let's get right into it. So a couple of weeks ago on Tidal, Prince dropped the joint, the originals joint. You know what I mean? Everybody knows Prince got the ill vaults. You know what I mean? Everything like that. They going in the vaults. One of my peoples on Twitter put it online like, yo, what artist would you want to get to their vaults? You know what I mean? Like just it's all hypothetical because nobody knows who has what laying around or whatever like that. But just imagine if every artist had stuff in their vaults from a certain time period, you know, with certain producers working with. Who are the 5 artists you would want to get with? So, Harlem Fresh, give me one of your artists that if you had access to get into their vaults, who would it be? What year is it from? And what producers you want working with that artist during that time?
Yo, in my opinion, the first artist that come to mind that if they had a vault who I would really want to see what's in there, rest in peace to my guy Stack Bundles. Yo, if Stack Bundles, if I could get into a vault of Stack Bundles and see everything that's in there, hear everything in there, the shit would just blow my mind. I would love to hear Stack Bundles. I would like to hear Stack Bundles work with Primo. I don't think he ever worked with Primo before. I would like to hear Stack Bundles on a Timberland track. I would like to hear Stack Bundles on a Kanye track. I would like to hear Stack Bundles mix it up with Teddy Riley one time. I'm on some shit like that, feel me? And I think that should be epic right there. If I could go into his vault and then he could work with those producers or have that in his archives. I think that'd be crazy.
Now tell me this. You really don't hear a lot of cats talking about Stack like that. Why is that one of the first artists you would go to?
The reason why Stack Bundles is the first artist that I go to is because I feel like he had a lot of promise in his career. When you listen to his freestyles from way back in the day on the Desert Storm Clue tapes and all that, I can still listen to that today and put it in my whip and just drive around and get right, know what I mean? And then what he's talking about is relevant because I grew up on it, feel me? A lot of the stuff today, I hear it, but I'm not really listening to it. I hear it, but I'm not listening to it. When it comes to Stack Bundles, I hear Stack Bundles, I'm listening to Stack Bundles, and I'm wanting more. Like, yo, more. So, like, the reason why he don't get talked about today, know what I mean? May he rest in peace, know what I mean? He was killed early, and a lot of people acting like they don't know who Stack Bundles is, but just put in one of those mixtapes and go ahead and let that shit take you on a ride. You heard?
No doubt. And the reason why I'm glad you said Stack is another thing I'm always telling cats about with Apartment 5B is I want to school people. It's always shocking to me. I'm 45, and it's bugged to me that I got so many young listeners. You know what I mean? And I always tell people, my pastor taught me, keep smarter people around. Never be the smartest person in the room. You know what I mean? So for me, that's something right there, because somebody out there has never heard of Stack Bundles, not even heard the name, not heard anything. So like you said, go do your homework and get on some Stack Bundles and see, you know what I mean, just how nice Money was. Left-handed, got it.
Public Enemy. I think Public Enemy, if Chuck, you know, and you know the Bomb Squad, as far as that production thing, they had the noise thing going on, so that was their stamp, the noise. But I think if I can hear Chuck rhyming over something that Larry Smith put together, rest in peace, Larry Smith. You know what I mean? I think that would be really dope. And I know that PE has some more stuff on the Smash. I talked to my man Johnny Juice the other day, and they got stuff in the smash. So I think that was one of the artists. So when I first got the joint from Fresh, he hit me, and I didn't realize it was just hip hop. Because I was going all over the place with it.
Whatever. I got some R&B stuff on my.
Oh, okay. All right. So my first one would be Public Enemy, PE.
All right, no doubt. Before we go forward, I gotta salute my man Mad Slander. Technical difficulties, couldn't get him in right now, but I don't want nobody to feel like we ain't salute him. We tried.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yo, no, you know what? I just got a text from Mad Slander. He was like, he tried to check in with us, but he's at this Cory Booker lookalike contest. So he's gonna get with us later on. So salute the Mad Slander, man. And I hope you win that shit, man. He's at a Cory Booker lookalike contest.
Rocka, what you got for your first one, man?
So, Kill, R&B artists are included or just MCs?
No. Anybody who you got. You could do one R&B, one hip hop, however you want to do, bro.
Okay, because this opens up a whole new chamber.
Yeah, it opens the floodgates. So definitely, whatever you got.
For me, my fifth pick would be Curtis Mayfield, circa 1972.
Okay.
From the time that he recorded his first album, Curtis, his first solo album in 1972, Superfly 1972.
Okay.
He had cut probably 40 songs, and in that era, that's a lot of songs because you're dealing with vinyl, you're dealing with size, maybe 5 songs per side could fit on an album. And from the first time I heard Superfly, I was like, wow, the musicianship is amazing. I never heard, it was the first, I heard soul music, but it was the first time that I heard soul music that was absolutely soulful. His lyrics really dealt with serious socio-political matters of that day that still matter right now. Every time, sometimes I'll just listen to Move On Up, just for inspiration. Whenever I need a boost, to fight whatever doubt that I have in my mind, I listen to that. But the incredible session musicians like Joseph Lucky Scott, one of the best bass players ever.
Okay.
People mention James Jamerson. Yeah.
He did his homework.
People mention James Jamerson, a lot, and James Jamerson is absolutely, a great bass player and a great composer. But Joseph Lucky Scott should be mentioned, with him. And also Henry Master Gibson, the percussionist. Go on YouTube and look up Henry Master Gibson. Just watch us playing. People think Sheila E. is a great percussionist and badass, which she is, but she ain't got nothing on him. And I would love to hear the songs that were left on the cutting room floor during the Superfly sessions. I would love to hear just the just the raw ideas, for orchestral arrangements by Johnny Pate. And that period really is a gold mine, not only for samples, but for also great soul music and great percussive music.
That's dope. I don't know if you ever heard this joint. If not, I'll send it out to you, Curtis Live.
Oh yes, I do. I got that album,
One of the dopest.
both CD and vinyl.
That's
okay.
Dope.
I love that album.
Funny you bringing up Curtis, it made me think of Isaac Hayes, and I was just told me about this whole Isaac Hayes' son was gonna give some music that was
Shaft
joint, and they didn't and I'm like, fuck, how don't you want Isaac Hayes music? But neither here nor there.
Right.
The first person I got up, my favorite rapper ever, who I think is the greatest rapper ever, Big. I wish that there was some circa 95 Big a lot of cats got remember Ready to Die was recorded in like 93, 94. So you can actually hear Big grow. When you hear Give Me the Loot Big, it's different than the Unbelievable Big, because the Unbelievable, that was like the last song recorded for Ready to Die, which brought you into Life After Death Big. So I'm talking like that Big, you know. And the thing with Big, like different than Pac, like they said Pac lived in the studio, you know, so that's why Pac had all that unreleased stuff, whereas with Big,
material,
when it was time to record. So that's why we didn't get a lot of, you know, everything, all them albums after Big was just grabbing acapellas and having around them. But I wish we would have had some circa 95 Big and joints with Primo, you know what I mean, joints with Easy Mo B, and Quiet as Kept the Hitman, Nasheem Myrick, D-Dot, you know, Chucky Thompson, like those dudes. That would be one of the first vaults that I would want to dig in is Big. So, Harlem Fresh, who you got up next, bro?
I got up next on the real. And only because they take my favorites from me too early. I gotta go in the vote of Big L. I have to go in the vote of Big L. Like, Big L was known as being next up. He was compared to Jay-Z back then. So it's like, imagine if Big L would have never got killed. May he rest in peace, feel me? Like, the lyrical ability, the wordplay, the metaphors, the punchlines. Big L is like one of the pioneers of that shit. So he would definitely have some hot shit on the low. Not even on the low, it'd be well known. And I would like to hear Big L if he was to work with the Heat Makers. Imagine Big L with the Heat Makers, huh? What we doing? Like, really, what we doing? Big L when the Heat Makers bounce on the track like that. I would like to hear Big L. One time, I would like to hear Big L get a beat from Dr. Dre and see what he do with it. Just to see what he do with it. Because not every New York artist that gets beats from Dr. Dre know how to ride those tracks like that. But I think Big L would make magic out of that shit. Word, Big L my second one. Digging Big L vote, for real, for real.
That Heat Making shit is crazy, because that Jim Jones album to me is Arsonist.
El Capo.
Arsonist killed that. So I definitely threw you on the Heat Makers, and don't nobody talk about them. But I'm like, yo, Quiet as Kept, Jim Jones got my favorite album of the year so far right now.
Early. My favorite track on there, Kill, is Crystal Occasions. That's my favorite track. Oh my God.
Funny, because we was talking about that when I was on your joint about just, it feels like an album. It doesn't feel like a demo. It feels like Crystal Occasions, perfect. Boom. I love the hustle, perfect. Like, it just builds, you know what I mean? So it feels like it's an album. The choruses are good, you know what I mean? Beats is crazy. So yeah, definitely. I'm digging that Big L on the Heat Maker joint. Left-handed, who you got up for your next joint?
1969, Sly and the Family Stone.
Yes.
Okay.
I just know I've always been an admirer of Sly and the Family Stone, man. I think that, you know, they broke a lot of barriers that, you know, won't even get discussed or talked about today, because people like to kind of sweep Sly under the rug, and that's not fair at all. Interracial band, you know what I mean? And I think that to put him with a producers just to snatch something out the air. What if you had Sly and the Family Stone on a joint produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis? How would that work? Would that be a hodgepodge of all types of weird sounds, or would it just be some straight up funk? Because I think that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they bought that like this, and then Sly and make you go like that. So if you put that together on some psychedelic 1969 We Are, you know, family affair shit, you know what I mean? I think that you would have a winner. And that's just me, man, because that's how I feel it. But I'm gonna get more up to date and current as we go down the list. But 69, Sly and the Family Stone.
Yo, it's funny you said that about Siri and Jimmy, because, you know, even when like I was young, like this is probably 89 when Janice Rhythm Nation came out, and when I started digging, you know what I mean, and seeing how much Jimmy and them loved the funk. You know what I mean? And Minneapolis from the 80s, from Prince, and, you know, Jimmy jamming them, like there was such a funk essence with them. So that's a dope combination. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and Sly and the Family Stone. You know what I mean?
It would be undeniable, man. You couldn't like your shoulder would start moving like you got some kind of funny tick, and then the next thing you know, you be rocking it out. So yeah, man, Sly and the Family Stone, no doubt.
The closest Sly came to working with Jam and Lewis was when Sly worked with Jesse Johnson on a song called Crazy. And I think that was like 1985 or 86. And it was like electro funk, you know. I mean, I don't really care for it, but it was just dope. Just
crazy. What? Shout out to Jesse Johnson, man. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Let's get it.
Oh yeah, I love his stuff, but just that song, I had higher expectations.
And you know what?
Sly.
What makes it so dope is the reason I wanted to do this show with the Circa is really, I got the idea a long time ago from Beanie with just the whole 97 Hove. You know what I mean? And it started me putting things into perspective when we're like, oh, this the best ever, and this it's really like it's a year tagged on to that, you know?
Right.
Like,
You gotta qualify it, right?
Like Prodigy, and I'm like, 96 Prodigy. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. We're like, and that's the thing, like you said, by the time Sly got to them, it's 84. You know what I mean?
So it's changed. It's different, right?
It's like if niggas grew up watching wrestling. By the time Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan finally rumbled, it was like, you know what I mean? That shit 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. The shelf life expired. That's right. Yeah.
Like by the time we finally got Manny and Floyd in the ring, it was like, man,
take it or leave it. Right.
So I think that's the thing that's so dope about the Circa is, like you said, 69 Slide. Jam, like that's the tool. That's the tool. Make it right. No doubt. What you got up next, Rocker?
Well, my next pick is Earth, Wind and Fire, 1979. The album is called I Am, and this was probably, I'd say, they're close to their creative zenith. And one of the pet peeves that I have with great 70s bands is that sometimes through no fault of their own, it could be external pressures from their managers, their A&Rs, you know, radio programmers, the backlash of disco, the sound that they pioneered, it fell out of favor, and they started making music with a lot of synths and drum programming that was very camp. And for example, Earth, Wind and Fire put out an album called Electric Universe, and I don't know why so many artists, whenever they put Universe in the album title, it always sucks. Like Common, Universal, Mind Control, that album sucked. You know, so, but back to I Am. Maurice White as the band leader, as the primary songwriter and executive producer, the songs are incredible. Very syncopated, very Afrocentric, very pro-African. The spirituality was all prominent. And songs like, You and I, Star, After the Love Is Gone, those songs have incredible musicality and musicianship. But for a band of that size, I think they're like 10 deep. You know, that album, those songs are, they're not only comparable to any song that you hear today, they're better than any song that you'll hear on the radio, wherever. And I think I Am is a landmark record for them. It came before Faces, their conceptual album. It didn't do very well, but it came after Gratitude, their live album. It came after That's the Way of the World, you know, their seminal album from 1975. It was for a movie of the same name, produced by the same guy that produced Superfly. From 1975 to 1980, there was no band that was, you know, that had the of black music and or contemporary black music as Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, no doubt. You can't go wrong with them. The next people I got, I'm salty because Mad Slander ain't here because I know he hates this rapper. I know
where you going.
I got Outkast between ATLiens and Equimini. So that's like 96, 98. Still messing around with Organized Boys, but they starting to make beats themselves. It's Earth Tone. Dre still rhyming. This dude ain't singing yet. You know what I mean? Like he's strictly still in his rhyme bag. And yeah, I'm sorry because I know Slander hates 3000. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to chop it up with him about that. But yeah, that would be my stuff because I think Big Boy and 3000. Like I said, I understand why a lot of people don't like 3000. You know what I mean? And especially, see, I know Slander was 10 years younger than me, so I definitely understand why, younger dude wouldn't like, 3000. I mean, but I think, I would love to hear something in those vaults between 96 and 98 for Outkast. I just think it would have been crazy. Organized Noise is still in a bag. Outkast is making beats like Elevators and stuff like that. So it would have been crazy. So definitely, that's my next group up. Is Outkast. Yo, Harlem, you got up next, bro.
Yo, I'm gonna take it to the South again. I wanted to go into the vault, UGK, Underground Kings. I need to hear more Pimp C. I need to go in the vault of Bun B, and I need to hear them with more. I mean, I like the South tracks that they did do, but I want to hear them on other tracks. I want to hear them on a beat probably made by Kanye, or throw Pimp C on a beat made by let me see. Shit, throw him on the beat from the RZA. I'm talking about the old RZA when
right.
Wu-Tang Forever RZA when he produced that. Throw UGK on something like that. Produce a nice track on him when you was in your bag for that. But Pimp C, he another one. Now I mean, he's not here no more. Bun B is still alive, but I think I gravitated to more Bun B with his flow, but I gravitated towards Pimp C with his demeanor, his style, the way he articulated and said actual words. So it's like you understood him more, even though he rhymed a little bit slower and it may have seemed offbeat. But if you listen to what he was saying, you was like, oh shit, I understand what you're saying, my G. And I'm from Harlem, but I'm understanding this Texas nigga spitting his slang, and I'm comparing it to what's relevant in New York terms. So I would like to go into the vault of UGK because I believe Pimp C probably had a lot of stuff, especially when he was locked up. I know he was getting that pen and pad going. So yeah.
Tell me this, B, and you just took the question right out of my mouth. You from Harlem, I'm shocked to hear that. So what was it about UGK and Pimp C? Because for me, I didn't even really listen to them until Big Pimpin'. That's the first time I really heard them.
Word?
Then I heard them again, and I heard them again on the Outkast joint, you know what I mean? Like the International Players Anthem. So every time I heard them, and then there's this other song that Pimp C destroys, man. It was Jay-Z was on it, Bun B, Pimp C, I forgot the name of it. The beat is slow and it's crazy.
The Big Pimpin'?
Not Big Pimpin'. There was another joint that they did, and Bun B is saying something like, never fuck with a girl who says, no, I won't, no, I can't. I forgot the name. It's like Big Pimpin'. I don't know. It's not Big Pimpin', but it's something. But every time I heard them, because I'm a producer at heart, so I'm always listening to the beat. So if the beat don't catch me, I kind of don't even hear you. So what was it that caught your ear, you being from Harlem and all that, with UGK?
The thing that caught my ear with UGK is that it was the beats that they did, that they were on, and even though they was down south beats, I still, because I was out here, I've been back and forth from Harlem to Texas like half my life, really, now I mean, because my grandmas and them live out here, and I was going back and forth from, now I mean, my mom's and them, they still out there in New York and shit. So it's like I was out here, and then if you somewhere long enough, and things just start to catch your ear, and that made me more receptive to even when Cash Money first came out, I was bumping 400 Degrees, and when I went back home to New York for the summer, niggas was like, yo, what the fuck is this? But they started bobbing to it, and I'm like, yeah, my nigga, these Texas got some shit, or down south got some shit. You just gotta open your ears. And I think me being between Harlem and Texas, it opened my mind to listen to more, like, just to be more open to different music styles, not just the dirty, the pissy staircase and the elevator music, which I'm definitely grew up on. I'm a fan of that. But then when you start hearing different elements and different cultures, it's like, oh shit, yo, this shit is hot too, my G. And then that just made me open up and like listen to like different South artists. Like one of my favorite songs is C Murder Joint. Fuck them other niggas cause I'm down for my niggas. Another artist I was familiar with, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Chameleonaire, goddamn me, Zero, Trey the Truth. Like, I'm up on these niggas, and not only because I'm out here, because I'm a fan of music itself, but yo, being out here helped a lot, open my ear.
All right, that's dope. Left Handed, who you got next?
Yo, I'm gonna throw some females in the mix, man. I'm gonna say TLC. And I would always want to know what they would sound like, man. And I'm going left field with this, man, because you know left-handed and all that. If they were produced by Rick Rubin, I think that with what they do, I would be more focused and concentrated on what Left Eye had to say over some Rick Rubin shit, because Left Eye was nice. Left Eye is still nice if you listen to the records or whatever. Left Eye is still going to give it to whatever female you put out in front of her. And I think Rick, regardless of the cosmetics of it, Rick had his ear on hip hop. Rick knew what the fuck he was doing when it came to this hip hop shit. So I think that if you put that TLC, the creep TLC with Rick Rubin, I think they would have came out with something dope. I'm just trying to mix it up and just try to come up outside the box with it. You know what I mean? And I think that would be a dope combination right there.
Okay.
I thought about that. You got me already with the slide with Jimmy and Terry. Then you got me with the Larry Smith working with PE. And for most people who don't know Larry Smith, we going back to Run DMC's first.
Yeah, we're going
way back.
Now, do your homework on Larry Smith. I think the thing that's so intriguing about Rick Rubin with TLC, and when you said the creep, I remember when I first heard creep, I was like, yo, I fuck with this because of the hip hop. You hear Slick Rick with the Guess Who's Back. You hear them drums. You heard the echoing horns. And that's what I loved about that. So it even fits even more when you think about it. Because at first we said TLC, the first thing that comes to mind is Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Right. Okay. I feel you on that.
But when you said the creep, I felt like with Crazy Sexy Cool, they was, they had Fife on there, a little more hip, because they creep is hard as fuck. The drum programming,
man.
To me, it's a hip hop track. You know what I mean? Which made me love it so much. So I think that's dope because that really connected the dots for me right there.
No doubt.
Hey, Kill.
Yes, sir.
From a producer standpoint, do you think Rick Rubin could have unlocked like Left Eye wasn't a singer, but do you think, like, sometimes I think Left Eye kind of sold herself short by only rapping on TLC songs? Like, do you think Rick Rubin could have helped her get comfortable by helping her vocalize? Not just sing harmonies, but actually take a lead vocal.
I think it would have helped her as a hip hop artist. I don't think most people, when they say Left Eye, they don't think of a female MC. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times, because I don't even know how they connected, because Left Eye from the crib, she's from Philly. You know what I mean? So I never really, maybe I missed it on a TLC story on Lifetime on how she even linked in Atlanta and how they linked together. But I think the thing is that I've always felt like when TLC Left Eye was kind of pushed to the side, like, all right, do your little rap, and then let's get back to this.
And then let's get back to what we was doing. Right.
I felt like that never. So I think putting her with Rick would have given her the opportunity to really do some hip hop shit. Because the problem is, when you're looking at TLC, I'm in 11th, 12th grade, so we talking 91, 92, and Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Yeah.
It was, the industry was starting to change, and female MCs were moving away from doing the MC light. We're not getting 10% this in 90, 93. We getting roughneck MC light. So it's the industry was moving, and the females was trying to keep up. You're not getting Rap for My Madness Latifah in 90, in 92, 93. You're now starting to get Latifah.
Just another day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're moving away from that. So I think Rick would have definitely been able to put TLC and definitely Left Eye in a place to really let her be an MC. Like, people always sleep on that joint with Donnell Jones. I forgot the name of it. Say what, but I destroys that. Like, Left Eye to me, I heard a version of that song without Left Eye, and I was like, oh, that shit whack. Like, where Left Eye? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, when people ever say, Left Eye, I always send them to that joint. Like, nah, I ain't gonna send you to Waterfalls. I ain't gonna send you to this shit over there. Listen to Donnell Jones' song, because she kills that song. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I definitely think, and it would have gave her an opportunity to be an MC, because at the end of the day, TLC was an R&B group. You know?
Yep.
It would almost be like if MC Light was part of SWV. You know what I mean?
Right.
Other song, you know? Right. So, and I think that's why most people don't look at her as an MC, because the second you hear TLC, like with me, I went to Ain't Too Proud to Beg. You thinking, thinking LaFayette.
Or Lady of Rage be down with En Vogue.
Right, exactly.
Oh shit.
But you know what I mean? Like that's the strange thing that was different about TLC. But at the end of the day, the hard part is I feel like it kind of hurt Left Eye's legacy as an because, like you just said, that really sounds as crazy as the Lady of Rage and Road or MC Light with SWV. Like you had right. Imagine if you had BBD and fucking, I don't know, Special Ed was part of BB. Like,
hey, listen, it would have been over for Mike Bivens. It would have been a wrap, son.
You think about TLC. That's the bug part about them. Like, you had an MC who was part of the group. You didn't have, like you said, Biv was just that dude. You don't have somebody who sings who just rhyme too.
Right.
That was an MC. That's what she did. You know what I mean? And I can't think of no other R&B group that had a full-fledged MC be part of the group. And because you're the R&B group, of course, the hip-hop side is going to be...
It's going to get pushed to the side. Right. Take a back seat. Right.
You got to take a back seat. Same thing. Right. If it was a hip-hop group and a singer was part of the group, it's like, yeah, just sing the hooks. Like, don't worry about nothing. Yeah. Just sing the hooks.
TJ Swan. Right. Shout out to TJ Swan, no doubt. You know what I mean?
But that was the problem. Like, that's why to me, I always wanted a Swan solo album. I'm shocked we never got that. You know what I mean? Because,
or Tony Sunshine.
Yeah. Here's the wild part about Swan. Swan was one of the first dudes to really be singing hooks and everything like that. And hip hop niggas knew his name. Like, they knew him.
Yep. The first Snoop Dogg.
Right, whether it was through business, Vapors or whatever. And Marley could have been, because also at that time, cats forget, you had them R&B slow jams. Like, everybody had a joint. Heavy D had one, Sweet T, that was at that time. So I'm shocked we never did get that TJ Swan joint. But I definitely do think Rocket had, if Rick Rubin got time with Left Eye, her legacy would be, she would be looked at more as an MC. You know what I mean? So definitely dope question. Rocket, who you got up next?
Well, my third pick is a female MC from Farmville, VA. She, rocks Afro puffs. I'm talking about the Lady of Rage. And this pick it's a curious pick because her solo album came out 5 years too late. So the year that I'm picking is 1994, the same year that Afro Puffs, the single from the Above the Rim soundtrack, came out.
Right.
And I don't know what was happening back then, but Above the Rim soundtrack came out in March of 94. The Murder Was the Case soundtrack came out October of 94. So those 6 months, in those 6 months, I truly believe that a Lady of Rage album would have sold more than Murder Was a Case soundtrack.
Oh yeah, and hell yeah.
And Lady of Rage, she had a lot of buzz. Her appearances on Stranded on Death Row, Lyrical Gangbang from the Chronic album, her verses on G-Funk Intro and For My Niggas and Bitches from Doggy Style. puffing on blunts and Tangeray, the B side, and then Afro Puffs. And to me, just her overall, her in-scene style, it was aggressive. It had the same testosterone as any male MC, but she was still feminine. And I mean, if you listen to her rhyme style, she could, she came with battle bars. She came with some hardcore shit. She could talk, that street shit, with the best of the best. And her like she was, she was, sharpening her sword against corrupt. You know what I mean? And Snoop and RBX. In 94, that album, it would have made her a household name rather than a footnote between 92 and 97. Because when you think of Lady of Rage, most people don't think of her in the same way as they do Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, or even Rod Digger, who I think Lady of Rage is better than all of those names that I mentioned.
Whoa.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Lady of Rage is not better than Rod Digger. We gonna stop.
Oh yes, she is. Man, like if they were to battle if they were to battle in their primes, I'm taking Lady of Rage all the time.
And you be losing every penny in your pocket.
Man,
what the fuck is you talking about?
Yo, come on, what does Rod Digger really got besides tight?
Well, hold tight, because I can pull something out for you right there on the Rod Digger.
Go ahead, Kill, because
this might be classic. I don't know if you ever heard this. Produced by Knots. 10 bangers produced by Knots. Rod Digger goes to work on this. And here's the wild part. I'm not mad at you saying that about Rage, but Rage doesn't, because of, like you said, because her album getting shelved, she don't have any proof to the pudding. You know what I mean? Like, that's the hard part. Like, part of this show is hypothetical. But then the other part is like Rage being better than Rock. She doesn't have a track record to be better than Rock. You know what I mean? What she has is a dope. She, like you said, the 16s that she was on, she always killed them. But it's almost like with me, when I go back and forth, like people be like, Lauren is better than Light. And I'm like, Lauren don't even got a whole album. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a body of work to show me that you're better than this person. And then when we got the Miseducation, it was a whole bunch of singing and a couple of verses here and there. So, hypothetically, Lauren may be better than Light, but all that shit she kicked for the Fugees, I always tell people, is a big ass difference between writing a 16 in a group and then trying to
write. Just getting up there rhyming.
You know what I mean? Like, it's totally different. Did Lauren kill every verse on the Fugees? Hell yeah. That doesn't mean that it's almost like a 6-man. Just because you coming off the bench and you putting up numbers don't mean you can put up them same numbers if you were starting. And that's no knock on Ray. There's no knock on her. Like, that's the thing I want niggas to hear. It's no knock, because I believe she could put out a dope body of work. I just think with the whole Death Row thing falling apart,
exactly,
just that the album got shelved. So I'm in no way saying, like, my nigga, you on crack. Like, no, I really think he was a monster. But I just think, for me at least, like, we did a show about battling, because there's two type of battles. There's a battle if you battle face to face, who would win, and then it's different than battling on wax. You know what I mean? Like, maybe Kane would beat Rakim on a face-to-face battle, because he's more of a showmanship. This nigga probably jump over his leg, go into a split, you know what I mean? And do all this shit. Make the crowd get hyped while Rod just gonna stand there like this. You know what I mean? But then on wax, Rakim may get Kane. So I think it's different. It's different ways. But I mean, I don't think Rage is no slack. I just think because she didn't get that opportunity to get that, and that's what's the fucked up part about the game. It happened to Inspector Deck with RZA's beats. You know what I mean? Like, Rage didn't get the opportunity to get that 93 Dre, that chronic Dre in the studio. If she did that, I'm with you then. Like, I would still prefer Rod Digger, but I think Rage was totally 100% capable of dropping a 5-mic album, in my opinion. If it's just everything fell apart, and it just fell apart at the wrong time.
Right. Or all the stars had to be aligned. Right.
Exactly. Right. You know what I mean? But if Dre never left Death Row and we coming right out of Doggy Style, going right into the Lady of Rage album, we would
still be talking about that today. That's right. Absolutely.
But absolutely. That part that there's so many shelved albums. I tell people all the time, Lord Professor, this joint right here, the LP, if this shit would have dropped in 1995, my nigga, this is a 5 mic classic album for me. But by the time niggas got their hands on it in 2004, it's out. Nobody wants to hear them SP 1200 beats. But if this would have dropped when he dropped Mad Scientist in 95, it dropped, we talking about Large Professor. So that's the sad part about the industry with these shelved albums. There's so many MCs that's names will be, you know, it's almost like in the NBA, like an injured player. Like we be talking about Penny Hardaway, totally different. If
Grant Hill,
you know what I'm saying? Like
Grant Hill, right.
Grant Hill, we be talking about Jamal Mashburn. There's so incredible. Brandon Roy, who used to play for the Trailblazers.
Right, that's right.
Players that they get injured with Hall of Fame, first ballot. It ain't even no rap. Same thing with these shelved albums. It's like a shot in the foot. Like this album came out 8 years too late. Like the whole game done. You know, so but I'm with you on Rage. Rage was a monster. Rage was a monster, B. The next person I got up, the Broad Street Bully, Beanie Sigel. You know what I mean? I'm talking 2004 to 2005. So that's in between his second album, The Reason, this joint, and in between Becoming, and also in between this was the Public Enemy #1 mixtape, which to me is one of the craziest.
Oh yeah. Fire.
Beans was in his bag during that time. And so I really I really felt like, yo, like this was like he really was getting it, like he got better. But then by this, to Becoming to me, this is 5 mics to me. Like this was just Beans. I mean, It's On joint with him and Jay going back and forth. That's crazy. And the producers, Chad West, out of Philly, Just Blaze, and Kanye West. I'm talking those circa 2004, 2005 Kanye beats. I ain't talking about this new Yeezus Kanye. I'm talking about that old Kanye, you know, like stuff like that. And I think Beans would have definitely had some shit. Harlem Fresh, what you got up next, bro?
Up next for me, fam, is somebody that is one of the greatest storytellers of all time, and you mentioned his name. I would like to go into the vault of Slick Rick. I like to go into the vault of Slick Rick. I mean, and I'm talking about children's story Slick Rick. You know what I mean? I would like to hear Slick Rick over. Oh, damn! When it comes to producers, damn, anybody. I can't.
Anybody.
There's no losing.
Rick could rock with anybody.
Word.
Like that's the illest thing about Rick. It don't, you know, you can say Vance Wright, you could say Hank Shockley, but at the end of the day, Rick was killing whatever beat you put in front of him.
I mean, Rick was killing verses with Dougie Fresh just beatboxing. So an actual producer getting in the field and doing what he doing, letting Rick put the finishing touches on it is like, oh, okay. So I think Rick could rock with any producer, but I would like to go into his vault to see if he had more stories to tell.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No pun intended. I want to see if Rick got more stories to tell, fam.
Definitely.
I know he do.
Fam, yo, the moment I Fed is one of the dopest stories ever.
When you talk to them, when you tell them what it is, the moment I Fed, what?
Yo.
They don't. Yo, man, listen. He got another joint. He got another joint. Kill Moses. I mean, he's got so many story records, man. I'm not just talking about the Great Adventures album. I'm not just talking about the Behind Bars album. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about other stuff that probably wasn't even released or whatever. But his storytelling, man, is pristine. Nobody's fucking with Slick Rick. I don't care who you. You had your storytelling favorites, and then there's Slick Rick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
about Rick is like it goes back to just what we was talking about. If Rick never gets locked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rick never gets locked up. You know, the second album was Rust. I heard he had to make it in like a week, you know, before he got locked up. Then the Behind the Bars. Like if he would have got locked up and got an opportunity to really work on a second album and really do what he do. Dog, I know people who have Slick Rick in their top 10. So just imagine if he dropped another album and never got locked up. You know where his pedigree would be and where his name would be, but just like a shelved album, like rappers get locked up, it's just, you know, that's something that kills a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, so I definitely feel you on the Slick joint. Left-handed, who you got?
Yo, I like the Alkoholiks, man. The late '90s Alkoholiks. Shout out to my man, Tash, and I think I would like to hear the Alkoholiks rock over Stimulated Dummies.
The SD50s. Wow.
Yes, the SD50s. You know what I mean? I think that Tash would kill that shit. I think that J-Ro would kill that shit. And I think that the Stimulated Dummies, man, shout out to Stimulated Dummies, man. You know, they made some classic shit. And I think that if we just gonna put together a group with some producers, I would like to hear Alkoholiks, you know, only when I'm drunk, Alkoholiks over some SD50 shit.
Yo, the SD50s, man. That's
yeah. We got the right shit right here. We fucked with some shit.
Yeah. Looking at the old credits of the Stimulated Dummies, the Wake Up. I'm looking at the old
Brand Nubian. That's right. Peace to the gods. That's right. Right.
Guys who don't know Stimulated Dummies, SD50s. They were producers back in the early 90s. They rocked a lot with Elektra Records. So if you just go through a lot of the Elektra stuff, Brand Noobs, KMD, stuff like that, they was definitely there. But damn, I heard that name for years, my nigga. Like, yeah, Stimulated Dummies. And here's the other funny part, because we were just on last week about why the Alkoholiks don't have a classic album. And one of the reasons why I always said was, I never know why they never let E Swift just do everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I never understood why, like, I get it, the label, go get a track from there, get a track from there. But nigga, if you the producer, that's almost like Pete Rock and CL Smooth and Pete only doing half the album. It's like, yo, I'm in the group as the producer. Let me produce. You know what I mean?
Right. That's keeping it in the family. That's saving some money. You keep that from going out the window. You know what I mean? Right. And you brought up my man Vance Wright. Shout out to my man Vance. He's in Atlanta right now. And you know, we're gonna talk about that on another show. Because I used to be up in Vance's crib when he would be talking to Rick's moms on the phone. You know what I mean? This is when Rick was, you know, doing his Iron Vacation shit. And we'll talk about that in another show, man. But that's really, really deep, man. And I'm glad you brought up Vance's name because he's really, really deep and dope. And nobody really talks about Vance Wright. You know what I mean? That's my dude. Word up.
The part is dope just being here because you done brought up Stimulated Dummies, Larry Smith. You know what I mean? There's a lot of producers whose name don't get any recognition in hip hop. You know what I mean? And I think we gotta change that. Like we did a show before where it was like back with wrestling where you had the TV title, you had the Intercontinental title. Like I feel like there's so many MCs who get left by the wayside because they're never on the go. Everything in hip hop is about who's the GOAT. You know what I mean? And there's so many MCs. So we did a show like who had the best voice, who had the best freestyle, who had the best, you know what I mean, storytelling. So that these others get saluted because there's a lot of MCs who are never gonna make most people's top 5, but they're dope and they need some type of recognition. For producers, like nobody knows who the SD50s are for the most part, unless you're
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
The fact is that these people have made a history. They built the foundation, you know, so we got to find a better way of schooling people on, like, you know, when you talk to a younger person, they know the Premiers and the Dre's and the Pete's, which is great, but then there's still so many other underrated producers that cats have never heard of. You know what I mean? So just salute for bringing up those producers. Who you got up next, Rocka?
My next pick is a Midwestern group from Cleveland. 5 True Thugs, Busy, Lazy, Crazy, Wishing Flesh. I'm talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony. Their first LP of their second overall album came out in 1999, produced by DJ Unique. And I would love to listen to the songs that were left on the cutting room floor because it is a great album, but one of my pet peeves is the closer is weak. It's like there's a song called "Shots to the Double Glock" with none of the 5 members on the song. It's a bunch of their. It's like that song was their homies that they wanted to put on, so they just had to slap, you know, a song on the album, but that run, starting with First of the Month, Buddha Lovers, East 1999. There was so much mystery around them. Were they Satan worshippers? Were they promoting the occult? Were they, who were they? Like what was underneath the surface? And Busy Bone and Crazy Bone made an impression on me as lyricists, not just as rappers, but once you get past like the fast staccato style that they have, and you listen to their content, they're saying some hardcore shit, but it sounds so musical and so dope. And they get slighted historically, but a lot of it is their fault because they've had so much infighting. Members have been in and out of jail. Members have quit. Busy was erratic, for the better part of 10 years. But in 1995, they absolutely made an impression that's indelible to this day. I mean, like, all you got to do if you really want to understand their influence and their legacy, look at the Migos. The Migos rapping is elementary. Matter of fact, it's very pedestrian.
Yep.
I mean, it's as rudiment. It's as simple as it can get.
That's right.
But their songwriting endures. Crossroads. If I Could Teach the World. Now, for a hardcore rap group, it's not very often that you hear these guys. It's not often that you hear a hardcore rap group sing inspirational songs that that a grown man can sing, that a grown man can hear and cry to, and a little kid can learn the words, sing along, and cry to. And DJ Unique, he was recruited by Eazy-E to help mentor Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, and that was a bet. That was a not bet, but that was a move that really paid off dividends. Crazy is still Crazy Bone, still putting out music. Matter of fact, he put out a solo album called Chasing the Devil. It's a conceptual record about the temptations that we all, succumb to, and he tells it in a very captivating story that it's not meant to glorify, sin, but it also explains, all of our, our feelings, our impulses, good and bad, so that's my fourth pick, Bone Thugs-n-Harmony.
No doubt. That's a dope pick. My fourth pick, I got Nas. Circa 95, Between Illmatic and It Was Written. You know what I mean? I definitely would have wanted to hear him on some Primo, Pete, Tip, Large Pro. I always wanted to hear Nas on some RZA. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that would have been dope at that time. And the quietest time, much people hated. I felt like the track masters did a good job with Nas when It Was Written. You know what I mean? So I ain't mad at some track masters, but I definitely think, and it's funny because I was just reading this joint the other day, this old Scratch magazine. It's from like 2006, I think. Yeah, 2006. And Primo was saying he did a track for a Streets Disciple that didn't make it, and that it's supposed to be on the Lost Tapes too. You know what I mean? Now keep in mind, this is 2006, and Nas just put up the little tweet last week about
last week.
Right, that's right.
So niggas was talking about the Lost Tapes in 2006. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this Primo track, that number one, I want to know how the fuck did this Primo track not make Street Disciples? Out of all that's on Street Disciples, how did this Primo track not make the cut? But and I think that's what I dig about Nas, is that he has those vaults. We heard that with the Lost Tapes 1, and prayerfully his Lost Tapes 2 will be exactly more of what I'm hoping for. So my man is Nas on that.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Like, do you think Nas made a mistake by signing to Columbia? Because by signing to Def Jam, I mean, because when he was on Columbia, his albums were far more. The quality was a lot more succinct and concise. Like when I listen to the nigga album and Hip Hop Is Dead, it just feels like a concept album that has too many moving parts. It's very grandiose and very broad in spectrum. And rather than make it so broad, why not just funnel 10 songs of your best writing? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if him signing the Def Jam was the problem. I just don't think Nas knows how to pick beats. You know what I mean? I don't think Nas knows how to put together an album. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, working with MCs all these years, quick story. Back in Philly, I play a nigga a beat. I play nigga one to beat. He hears it, doesn't like it, leaves. Another MC comes over, hears the same beat, records it. The next day, the first MC comes back over. I play it to him. He's like, yo, why you ain't play me that beat? And I'm like, my nigga, I played that beat. You know, and he's arguing with me like, nah, you ain't play me that beat. And I'm like, and that showed me that everybody can't see the bigger picture. That first MC couldn't just hear the beat and see in his mind what he could do to
what he was gonna do with it. Right.
So when he heard the completed song, then it was like, why you ain't play me that beat? And I think now, and this is no, people think it's a diss. It's not a diss. It's certain people can't pick beats. You as a writer, that's an extra gift. Like you writing, if you're a good writer, that's a gift. You being able to write and come up with concepts, that's on a whole nother level. Then you being able to write, come up with concepts, come up with hook, that's another level. And then be able to, you know, executive produce the whole album. Like that's a full package. You know what I mean? And not every MC has that. I think Nas is an artist. He's an artist type dude, you know, so he wants to say something, but I think he's like the person who got a lot to say, but don't know what to do with it. He doesn't know what direction to put it in. Like, I got all this shit I want to say about this nigga album or Hip Hop Is Dead, but he doesn't have that. And I always tell niggas, back to basketball. No matter how dope Michael Jordan was, he had Tim Grover as a trainer. You know what I'm saying? And then Dwayne Wade went and got Tim Grover. And then Kobe went and got Tim Grover. As nice as Steph is, he has a shooting coach. Sometimes these people need other people around them to
enhance this shit. Right. That's right. That's right.
I don't know if Steph Curry is the same Steph Curry if he doesn't have that shooting coach. I don't know that. I don't know.
Right.
Michael Jordan is still Michael Jordan without Tim Grover. Like, you need those other people. But I felt like what happened was niggas like saw they bill after they got their label, and it was like, yo, why the fuck did I pay such and such $150,000 to executive produce, pick beats? I my own beats. I keep that 150 for myself, and it's almost like having a team on the floor but not having a coach. You know what I mean? Like you
still raw. Right. I feel you.
It doesn't take away from your greatness. I get into people every day with Twitter. Oh, kid, that's fucked up. You dissing Nas, saying he can't pick beats. That's not dissing Nas. Like, everybody doesn't have that gift. Me saying Klay Thompson don't have a handle shouldn't be dissing Klay Thompson. The nigga doesn't have a handle. Like, that's not his thing. He's a spot-up shooter. So I don't expect him to have a handle. But that's not a diss. Like, Nas can't see the bigger picture. There are other MCs who can. There are other MCs who can sit down and say, okay, this is the story I want to tell. This is how I want to tell it. I want boom, boom, boom. Nas just doesn't have it. So I don't think it's about whatever label Nas is on. You know what I mean? I think Nas is a very confused person. I heard when he was making Life is Good, he said Primo didn't make the cut because he was since Nas was going through a divorce, he wanted to be around like Salam Remy, Swiss, and No ID because they had all been through a divorce. So I'm sitting here like, so damn, the nigga.
What you having? Disgruntled husbands?
But like, word is on. I read this in the interview, and I'm just sitting here like, this nigga, this is how you put your albums together.
Right.
Who are all divorced, like
it's so convoluted.
Right. So, to me, and it's just like I said the other day on Twitter. I don't know how Primo and Nas haven't linked up in almost 18 years, but this nigga got 8,000 songs with fucking Salam Remy. Like, I don't understand that. I have no idea how that happens. How is Pete Rock doing a whole album with Sky Zoo and ain't linked up with Nas since The World Is Yours back in '94? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I mean, what's going on? For you to say Primo ain't make the album because that nigga ain't divorced, like, come on, dog. Like,
that's kind of crazy. You gotta come at me with something else. That's kind of crazy.
Like, give me something else. Tell me, yo, Primo's played out, and I don't want that. I mean, I get it. You can't say that. So You know what I mean? But so now me personally, I don't think it's the album. I just think it's Nas. I don't think it's the label. Like it's like a fucked up player, like Chris Paul. Like everywhere Chris Paul goes, so you could be like, yo, you think it was the Clippers? Now it's Houston.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good analogy.
That's right.
It's you.
That's right. It ain't always them, dog. It ain't always them.
Yeah, so it's really not the team, nigga. It's you. So it's really not the people with Nas. Nigga, it's you. Like, I don't, to this day, I thought Nasir was alright. Everybody else hates this shit. But again, well, then how did you get in the studio with Kanye for 7 songs? Like, again, like, there's just always you gotta scratch your head with Nas sometimes and just be like, nigga, why? Like, I don't get it, but that's just.
I still don't understand why Nas hasn't, done that duo album with AZ. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take a duo album with him and AZ over another solo album any day.
Bro, there's so many questions that on the surface don't add up, which makes me just think it has to be politics behind it. And in the 90s, at least, there was label politics behind it. Now, half all these MCs are independent. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the hoopla is between the Nas and AZ album. I don't understand why Nas and AZ can't get 3 beats and fucking
and do it right and do it right.
No, just throw it on SoundCloud, like
right.
Whatever. Just let it go for hip hop.
Yep.
Again, for the culture. Do it for the culture. Like,
that's right.
I don't know why that can't happen. And I mean, maybe Nas is still under contract. I don't know who AZ signed to anymore. But again, like you said, there's so many things that you would just think, yo, niggas is both in New York. Niggas got mad studios. Niggas wouldn't even have to pay for shit. That's the part that kills me about making good hip hop in 2019. Like, I scratch my head because it's like, yo, you think if Nas and AZ hit me up like, yo, Kill, you got 3 beats we can get for free? Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Yo.
That nigga would walk the Queensbridge with them beats.
Exactly.
Yo, can we record at your crib? Yo, Kill, you got anybody who my brother Ab mixes and masters, like, yo, you could get a whole project done for free. Which is why there's no excuse to me why we still have subpar hip hop, because you could literally put out on Twitter. And the funny thing is, Westside Gunn did this. He put out on Twitter, he was like, yo, send all these beats for the next 24 hours, send me beats, we listening to all of them. My man J.R. Swift sent some shit to him, and he been on a couple of Griselda projects. You know what I mean? So that's the thing, like, as an MC, you could be like, yo, send me beats, and you could be like from the door, like, bruh, we ain't even paying you for them shits, but you'll get your credit. You will get the credit, you will get your publishing or whatever. If you got ASCAP, BMI, niggas can make a whole album for free in 2019.
Facts.
Like you,
I just wanted to get down on that 3-verse project, but politics got in the way. I'm still looking for those 3 beats from Kill though.
I never sent them.
No, you never know. Not to me. You sent to the 70 other motherfuckers. But anyway, that's another. We'll talk about that though. It's all good. Cause I was ready. My pen is fire, yo. I might be old, but my pen is fire, yo. And I use that as a challenge to myself. You know what I mean? I want to use that as a challenge to myself.
So after this, I will send you like 5 beats to choose from, so you won't
appreciate you.
Over the
appreciate you.
You know what I mean?
All right.
But that's the thing, like in 2019, you could make an album for free, which is why when Daylight did the whole GoFundMe joint,
right.
Like, okay, these niggas raised $500,000 and then dropped that anonymous us shit, like, bruh. Because as a producer, most producers won't tell you this, and this is why I love Rock Marciano. Most producers have folders. You got your A beats, your B, your C beats, and your D beats. You know, so as a producer, you keep them A beats just in case you ever run across Jay-Z. You run, shit like that. You keep your B beats for like your crew, like the producers, the MCs you fuck with. You got your beats like, yeah, I'll sell this to these niggas on Twitter, whatever.
Right.
So like borderline throwaway beats. You know what I mean? So trust me, if Rakim got on Twitter right now and said, yo, I'm trying to make an album, niggas will only get paid $1,000 for the track. I need 12 tracks. You'll get your publishing. Yo, Rakim would be getting everybody's A.
Yep, that's right. I would be banging on the table like you're bullshitting.
Yo, this is the opportunity that I can say, yo, I produce for the guy.
Right.
Word.
So that's what I mean by there's no excuse to be getting these lackadaisical beats, because you could be getting, and guess what? If, like I said, if Rakim said, you know what, I don't even got the budget. Right now. You, like I said, they free, niggas would still send them same.
They would still send it. That's right.
And
that's right.
You could record it for free. Somebody would engineer it for free just to be able to put on a jacket sleeve. Yo, I engineered it.
And do the beat for Rakim. That's right. Right.
You could literally do a whole entire album in 2019 for free.
That reminds me of something that I read about Daddy-O. When Daddy-O was putting out his last solo album, Chuck D asked him, how come you haven't put out a solo album in so long? And Daddy-O was like, well, I got to put out the single, and then we got to work the record, just like we used to do. And Chuck D was like, yo, I got my own radio station, rap station. I'll play the song. Matter of fact, I'll play the joints that you want me to play just to get the music out. And his point was, in the 21st century, where the brick and mortar analog distribution method of putting out music is now archaic, you can put out music, just from the click of a button. So rather than wait for all of these archaic gatekeepers, to put out your music, do it yourself. Right. Because your audience is going to be there for you. Because the record company, they got to pay intermediaries to get that music to the same source that you can give to your own audience at the click of a button. So it's all about how you think of marketing. What is the cheapest and most effective way to get your music or message to your core audience?
Yo, here's the wild part. I don't know if cats have heard of this. Have y'all cats ever heard of Jazzy Jeff's joint called The Playlist?
I think I heard about it.
That ring a bell. That do ring a bell. That ring a bell.
The thing is, Jeff did this thing, I think maybe a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. And what he did was he got all these producers, all these musicians. It was this singer who was out of Philly. He was down with that Touch of Jazz crew called Glenn Lewis. He had this joint. His album was actually pretty dope, produced by Touch of Jazz. They took a week and they recorded an album in a week and put it out. Like, it literally, like, they started the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday, and by the following Monday, they had mixed it, mastered it, and put it out. And what Jeff was saying was, he said he did this just to show the industry, you all don't know more about making music than we do. Because the industry will tell you, yo, it's going to take a year to make an album that good, or you need to get these producers, or you need to do this. And the thing that he said, and I'll send y'all a link to it. But the thing about Chasing Goosebumps that was dope, and it's still up on YouTube, they like live stream making the whole album. So like you see the whole
process, right?
You see the people write, and you see Glenn Lewis in the booth. But what Jeff said was similar to what you were saying about Daddy-O, and Jeff was saying like Lord Finesse and other people came by and they was like, yeah, we got to wait for this single. And Jeff was like, yo, this is what you do. He said, sell some music, give the rest away, but die empty. You know what I mean? Don't die with all this music because you waiting for the right single and you waiting.
Right.
People. That nigga was like, yo, die empty. Like, get rid of that shit. Fine, sell some of it, but there's so many people, when we're talking about vaults, there's so much music that these people have in their own cribs that like, I'll give you a great example. My OG, my man, A Kid Called Roots, he did a whole album with Source Money circa 1995. That shit is bananas. That shit is fucking stupid. It's dumb. And I'm begging them, yo, put that shit out. I don't care if it was on Rockefeller, do whatever the fuck. But there's too many people who have albums. And when I'm telling y'all, this Source album is incredible on my life. That thing is crazy. I was in Roots' crib in Queens maybe in 97, and he played me for it. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing with this? Like, you just, yo, and that's what I loved about what Jeff was saying, was like, just die empty. Like, just let that shit go, man. You know? Just let that shit go.
And the ill thing is that Sauce Money's album, Middle Finger You, it's a dope album, but it's not an album that is classic. I mean, if Sauce Money put out that album, it would at least, it would show the raw talent that he possessed. Because I think Middle Finger You was kind of industry. There were some songs that
Yeah.
I felt like were
this shit is all boom bap. There ain't no. This wasn't no. This is just all SP12, ASR10 boom bap beats, and Source doing what Source does. You know what I mean? And again, it's been sitting since '90s. I heard it in '97, so he probably recorded it in '96. You talking about an album that's been sitting for 20 years? Yeah. So when we talk about the vaults, I'm sure a lot of these people do have some stuff in the vaults, you know. But like you said, I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that. Yo, it ain't no. Just put it out there. You know what I mean? Just put it out there. Raka, what's your last person? Did I get you left-handed for your last person?
Yeah, get Raka first, man, and I'll come after him. I'll follow him.
What you got, Raka?
Okay, my last pick is Dr. Dre. And for me, Dr. Dre is interesting because he has from the Chronic period and the 2001 period, he had principal collaborators like Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Nate Dogg on both projects, but the differences sonically was that on the Chronic he had bassist Colin Wolfe, a beast session player, and he had Tony Green. And then on 2001 he had Scott Storch, he had Cameron Camden, he had Mike Elizondo.
Yeah, Mike Elizondo was bass player, and then they had Mailman too, who's making beats for him too.
Yeah. And to me, the singles are obviously classic, but just the snare on some LA niggas, the way, like I haven't heard a snare that loud and so crisp, you know, in a long time. Like I would love to sit in and be a fly on the wall and just see, you know, Dr. Dre oversee a session, you know, with, you know, Mike Elizondo on keys or bass or guitar, and then, you know, Scott Storch, you know, playing another instrument, and kind of have like a pseudo jam session, and Dre is picking out all of these, you know, he's sorting out all of these musical parts and trying to piece them together into one cohesive song, which will lead into 13 or 14 cohesive songs. And in some ways, I prefer 2001 to The Chronic. The Chronic to me is like, in some ways, it's like a cover. It is like an album of cover versions of P-Funk songs. Like The Roach is pretty much a cover of P-Funk once they get funked up from the Mothership Connection album.
What you know about that? What you know about the Mothership Connection album, yo?
Hey, I know my music.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And then, you know, Lil Getter Boy, you know, the Donny Hathaway tune, but the instrumental coda, you know, with the flute and the percussion, every time I hear it, it makes me feel like the first time I heard Sweet Sadie by the Spinners, or you know, Think by Curtis Mayfield, like very songs that are emotive and they make you melancholy but so soulful. So for me, I would love to be like a fly on the wall and see how Dre with Mailman was able to piece together the 2001 record, even the outtakes, from how they watered down the outtakes from however many songs they were to the 16 songs that made up the finished product.
That's dope. Left-handed, who you got for your last one?
My last one, man, Method Man. All right. Yeah. Produced by Said G.
Woo.
I think that Said G would kill it. I mean, the break beats. I know Said G, Ultramagnetic. I think but Meth would really bring that would be a marriage that, you know, people would want to hear. You know what I mean? And I think all it would take is just one or two joints Method Man, produced by Said G. And enough said.
Yo, the craziest thing is, man, Critical Beatdown is a top 5 favorite hip hop album of mine, easy. Like that to me, that album dropping in '88 was like the first battery in my back to make me want to become a producer because those beats were so crazy.
Yes,
So,
critical Beatdown is what hip hop is supposed to sound like.
Yeah.
If you were to introduce somebody to hip hop that never heard hip hop before, I think that you would play the Critical Beatdown album. You know what I mean? Ultramagnetic MCs. Yeah. That album is so fucking dope, and I think that when I hear my hip hop kill, I hear that. So I'm trying to throw you a hint. I'm on some breakbeat shit.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
This was Synthetic Substitution with MCO.
Yeah. What?
Synthetic Substitution.
What?
You know, that was the first time I heard the Joe Cocker break for funk.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Patty
No doubt. Yep.
Woman
to Woman. Yep. That's right. That's the name of the beat. That's right.
That's the 12-inch was 86.
Yep.
Like, we ain't even talking about 88 when the album dropped. We talking about the 12-inch from 86.
Yep.
Yeah. And the crazy thing, I never knew if this was a true story, but niggas would tell me Said G was the only nigga in the entire borough of the Bronx with an SB 1200.
Yep. Kaz told me that. Charlie Chase told me that, and a couple of other cats told me. And the reason why I'm particular with Said G is we got the same birthday. Yeah. You know what I mean? So Said G is my guy, but he needs to leave the rhyming alone. Yeah. Leave the rhyming alone. Just stick to the beats.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Yeah, everything ain't for everybody. So leave the rhyming alone. Because when I listen to Funky and I listen to Keith, and when he comes in, Sam is on trombone and and by the time Said G gets on the record, I'm like, oh, come on, son.
Yo, cool things.
Yeah. That whole album, that whole Critical Beatdown album is what hip hop is supposed to sound like.
Yeah. Yo, I don't know if you got this book. It's called Check the Technique by Brian Coleman. This is volume 2.
Okay.
Volume 1 actually has the making of Critical Beatdown and Criminal Minded. And they put them back because Said helped produce
both of them. Yeah, right.
And the dopest thing about it in that book was that maybe the average joint is like maybe 7 to 8 pages. Ultramagnetic, Critical Beatdown, and BDP's Criminal Minded are probably like 15 to 20 pages. So, I mean, definitely check that out. It's called Check the Technique by Brian Coleman, Volume 1.
Okay.
Volume 1. But
yes, sir.
You'll definitely love that. And the last person I got up, I'm on my soul music joint. I got D'Angelo. I want to hear stuff from because for cat like post Brown Sugar, but when he got with Questlove and the soul, in Electric Lady Studio, like niggas was like they just will record all night, just hit record on the reel to reel and just jam. And I mean, I've heard a lot of jam sessions, like D and them niggas, D being a hip hop dude, like they would redo like little interludes, like they redid X Girl to the Next Girl by Gangstar. By Gangstar, they would do little Pete interludes. So, but I would love to hear that. Like, actually, Betray My Heart off of Black Messiah was recorded during the Voodoo years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if you kind of listen to Spanish Joint and Betray My Heart, you hear it. You hear Roy Harper, God Bless the Dead. You hear the trumpet. You can kind of see the similarities. But I just think those jam sessions, I mean, you talking about 97, you talk about 97, 98 Common, Black Thought is in these sessions. Erykah Badu, JD is in there. Dylan.
Oh man, yeah. So I know they had the Village on tilt because I know exactly where Electric Lady is at. Yeah. So they had the Village on. It's right in the Village. I know where that's at. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's dope.
That would definitely be my last joints. Y'all, anybody got anybody left? Any honorable mentions? Anybody?
I got an honorable mention. I want to mention my guy. And he's still alive today. I just want him to come home. Yo, I need to get into the vault on my nigga Max B.
How I know Max B?
Yo, him and Dame Grease made some of the most powerful music. Dame Grease. Don't
talk about Dame Grease.
Man.
That's another name. If not for nothing, everybody watching, y'all got some homework to do, because I know half of y'all don't know who Larry Smith was. Y'all probably only know Rick Rubin from the fucking Jay-Z Magna Carta commercial.
That's sad if they don't.
From that commercial, you know what I mean? The Sad G, the Dame Grease, like we dropping some names and some producers.
SD50s.
SD50s, like, and it's cool. You may have heard them, but yo, do y'all homework, man. Like, really see why we so excited to be hearing these names. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
Like the unheralded people of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's ever gonna give the SD50s they props. You know, nobody's gonna give Dame Grease they props. You know what I mean? Like, it's that.
Hey, watch Three Letter Man bring up the SD50 sometime next week.
Yeah.
Shout out to 3 Letter Man, you weirdo. But anyway, so that's what it is. We in the building, man.
All right, no doubt.
We do.
I got one more.
What you got, Rocker?
I say Prince, and the originals. You know, it's a great album for people that weren't aware of how many songs that Prince wrote for other artists.
Right.
However, the real treasure trove is in the vault. Like, Prince, he recorded instrumental albums. You know, he cut albums with Miles Davis. You know, like his rehearsals and sound checks are better than 90% of the artists on the radio right now.
Right.
Like, this dude was music, and
no doubt.
I hope, I'll be real quick. I hope that whoever runs his estate, I hope that they make his work available, you know, for everybody to access. Right. You know, not just through these posthumous releases, you know, through CD and streaming, but make it available for people to check out his work, you know, for educational purposes.
No doubt. Yo, dope show. Harlem Fresh, give them everything, where they can follow you, everything, the show, everything.
Yo, you can check us out, Fresh Slander Radio. We on YouTube. Just type in Fresh Slander Radio. We the Weekend Warriors every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, I mean, Left Handed gave y'all the phone number earlier. Y'all can call up. It's from 8 to 10 p.m. Central. That's 9 to 11 Eastern. Now, I mean, the guests that we have on are definitely are great guests. Now, I mean, including Kill. Now, I mean, so yo, you can check out all on there. We got a lot more. I just haven't uploaded them yet. It takes time to do that. But you can follow me on Twitter at HarlemFresh125, or you can look me under Fresh the Architect. I'm on Instagram, Fresh the Architect, HarlemFresh125. And, you know, other than that, everything is Fresh Slander Radio. Salute to Kill. I appreciate you having me on the show with my team. And, yo, it's just been a blessing. I look forward to working with you more in the future, fam.
Nah, this got to be, we going to talk, but this got to be like a monthly thing. Like, this got to be a monthly collection.
Yeah. I hear you. That's what's up.
No doubt.
Got to get this on the calendar so that, you know, it's the connection right there. Left Handed, give him everything, good brother.
Listen, man, this is Left Handed, a.k.a. Lefty Nice, a.k.a. Kip Stash. Get at me on Twitter at RMDes. You're going to definitely hear a bunch of collaborations, because I think we're going to light the Twitter world up this summer, because I think Kill's going to send me some heat, and we're going to make it happen. Fresh Slander Radio, man, it's the place to be, man. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so you got no excuse. All right, so we give shine and we give light to up and coming artists, up and coming producers, and we for the people. So when you call into the show, expect to get on stage and expect to get the light shine on you, because we want to hear what you think. And we do what we do, man. Once again, 516-387-1936. I repeat, 516-387-1936 if you want to holler at the crew. And that's how we do it. That's how we give it up. And I definitely appreciate you, Kill, man. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you for doing what you do, man. All right? With your work for the kids and the community and all that, man. But your man Left Handed needs some beats.
Yo, I told you, bro, as soon as we get off this call, I'm sending you like 5 joints out the gate. So you can have your pick, big.
And watch out for the upcoming miniseries, Lefty Comes to Get a Cut. I will be traveling to come see Kill. And we're going to do that. He's going to give me a lineup. We're going to discuss hip-hop, and we're going to do it like that. All right? I appreciate you, Kill, man. Stay connected with the God, man. I appreciate you, family. Word up.
Rocker, give him everything, good brother.
Okay, I am Rockabash on Twitter. Facebook and Instagram. It's spelled RAKABASH. And I want to thank you, Kill, for letting me share my passion for rap music, for R&B, soul music, and all of the books that I read throughout the years. I have them in my library, so you gave me a reason to share everything that I read and learned over the years. So I thank you, genuinely, man. We got to do this again.
Oh yeah, that's nothing. I thank you for schooling me, man. You naming people in Curtis Mayfield band, I don't know. So, nigga, like I said, this is why I always say, you listen to Apartment 5B, you gonna learn something, because nigga, I learn from other people. That's why I said I keep smart people around me so I can keep learning. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like that.
That's right.
You know what it is with me. If I ever get my Twitter account back, it will be Kill889. If they never give it back, then you got me at Kill Apartment 5B. On Instagram, it's still Kill889. We'll make beats for food. Yo, I'm gonna check y'all next week, man. We gotta do.
All right, y'all be peace.
Yo, we gotta find that snitch. We gotta find that snitch. That got your account suspended.
Yo, you know what it was, B? It was bullshit copyright bullshit. That's what it was, B. It was literally. It was literally like 2 years ago or a year ago. I did a Drake mixtape, and I put up a snippet of the mix, and a licensing company from the UK complained to Twitter, and then. But what it was is when I do a mixtape on Friday, I promote it all that week. So every time I tweeted about it, they used that as a hit against me. You know what I mean? So then when I finally when I found out what it was, I went in, deleted everything about Drake. Then the wild part is I'm cutting one of my teens here in my teen center, and I used J. Cole's Power Trip, just as music in the background, and boom, that was my third strike. I'm like, yo, I can't even use the music in a video of me cutting hair? Like,
yo, my Twitter account was suspended back in February because I shared a link to a song called Field Negro by Royce the 5'9", and the reason was because I was promoting hate speech. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then the thing, like they linked a Killer Mike. Because they linked a Killer Mike, it was a link to a Killer Mike speech, and they deemed it hate content. This is your second strike. And I'm like, what the, of all of the things that promote and incite violence and bigotry, I'm the one that's being persecuted. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'll serve my time in Twitter jail. You know what I mean? Because I'll be out this bitch, post bail and be back at it again in no time.
And the wild part is like I told niggas, it fucks up my bag because I almost had 10,000 followers. So I was able to do promotion for people and get a bag from that. But more importantly than the bag, I'll fucking get that bag, was the relationships. I've been on Twitter 10 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a lot of people who I chopped it up with every day. And I'm 45, so my brain don't work as quick as it used to. I don't remember everybody, you know what I mean? But so that's like the wild part. More important than the bag was like their relationships. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But for everybody out there, for right now, it's Kill Apartment 5B, APT 5B. So get at me. Yo, next month, y'all, we chopping it up again, all right?
Absolutely, man.
Hey, Kel. Maybe next time you can send some instructions to Mad Slander.
Yo, we gonna start with Slander at like 8:30 to get him ready for 9. Everybody else, we good money, but we gonna start earlier with him to make sure he get on. Shout out to Mad Slander, brother. Next time.
Yo, Kill. Wasn't it just two days ago when Slander he called you and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna kill it." When I get on the show. Like, I got so much to say. Like, I'm gonna give it to you about Redman and Sean Price, and his new name from now on is I Ain't Never Heard, or I Ain't Never Seen This Shit Before. Because he spent like 20 minutes basically explaining how to accept an invite on Google Hangout.
Yo, bro, it can't get right. We gonna get him on next time. All right, y'all. Salute, y'all.
Salute, my guy.
All right.
Peace.